Hey folks, Quill18 here, and I approve this message. Today we're going to be playing the Political Machine 2012 edition, which just came out today, or yesterday actually. The Political Machine is a great game put out by Stardock, the same people who did like Galciv and that sort of thing. And I played it back, I think, in 2004. I seem to remember playing as Bush versus Kerry. It's a great cartoony, sort of goofy political campaign, obviously set in the United States. And it's just been updated with timely current candidates. So by default you could play as Obama versus Mitt Romney, although you can choose from a whole slew of political figures, including making your own. So it's really cheap, and I know it's fun to play with. Just in case some people are always confused, I'm not American, I'm actually Canadian, but the American political system is, it's like one of those car accidents. You just can't help but stare at the disaster. So we're gonna play a game. So, player name is up here, but doesn't seem to do anything in-game. There's quite a lot of range for the game length: short, medium, long, and epic. We are going to be playing a medium-length campaign because they actually only have a certain amount of time, but anyone who follows the American political system should know that actually there's a long amount of time of campaigning, depending on how quick the nominees are effectively chosen. I think 41 weeks is actually pretty indicative of the actual sort of hardcore campaigning that goes on, although 21 works as well. Starting funds, you can tweak. Difficulty, you can tweak. We're going to put it up to normal. Hopefully it'll be okay. And by default, you will be playing on the American, well, I mean, you're going to be playing on the American map regardless, but things like issues that are important to different states, as well as all the state sizes, electoral votes, all those sorts of things, will be more or less realistic. However, for replay value, you can randomize all these starting numbers so that all of a sudden, you know, Florida is no longer a swing state this time when you play, but instead it's Idaho that is really important, and specifically they're concerned about, I don't know, renewable energy or something like that. It's like more important than the deficit. But we're going to play in the sort of real world setting. I guess I'll change my name up here to Quill18 and create. So we're going to start off with, you have your choice of lots and lots of candidates, and they're sorted alphabetically by default. You can also go party by party, so Democrats first, then Republicans. You can also create your own person. You've got great control over what your name is, what party you are, what your home state is. You can customize your little bobblehead guy over here, and then your stats, as well as where you stand on various issues. What I want to do, though, there's an achievement I want to get. I've played this game a few sessions of the 2012 edition already on both sides of the aisle. I have done the I've done a custom guy already, but there's an achievement for winning as the internet's favorite political candidate. If you follow any social media website, you know that the man that should be president, according to the internet at large, is Ron Paul. He is the choice of all 18 to 25-year-old people online. So he's gonna be interesting to play. There's an achievement for pulling it off. He's very, very intelligent. Which means he's actually going to do pretty well in interviews. And actually, I personally, I think Ron Paul is quite a nice dude in real life. I like the fact that he really sort of sticks to his beliefs. He seems pretty consistent that way. I don't think he's particularly electable. But, you know, he's good. I'm happy that he exists, basically. So we're going to play as Ron Paul. Now, can we get a list of his issues here? Oh, cool, I can bobble his head. Doesn't look like I can. So he is mostly just intelligent. He's sort of middle of the road for everything else. Starting money, fundraising ability. Actually, this is going to be really tough to play as him. His charisma is really low too, so his speeches and ads are going to suck. No wonder this guy can't get elected. Holy crap. We're going to really have to count on getting some TV time and using our intelligence. Of course, we don't have much appearance either. Wow, this is really going to be hard. Let's compare Barack Obama, right? Look at his numbers. Huge. Barack Obama is easy mode. Ron Paul is hard mode. Especially since we are playing on normal difficulty. I don't know if you noticed, but there's a wide range, right? It starts cakewalk, actually, I think there's an intermediate. Cakewalk, easy, simple, beginner, normal, and then it keeps going up. So, wow, we might fail. Now, I have actually won like 3 times. I've played 3 times. I've won all 3 times. So, this might be a loser. Luckily, we could stack the deck and make our opponent slightly less intimidating. Maybe we won't compete against Barack Obama. Maybe we'll play against Joe Biden. There we go. That'll make it a little bit easier. Yeah, Joe, you nod your head. He's still got way better stats than I do. But he's not going to be quite the powerhouse that Barack Obama is, and his starting money is a lot lower, so hopefully that'll work out. So let us start. Biden versus Paul. All right, 41 weeks. That's how long Ron Paul and Joe Biden have to convince voters to give their support. At the end of the campaign, the election will lead one candidate into history while the other just gets led home. All right, let's get started. So it is turn-based, and turns are simultaneous. There's multiplayer as well, so it looks like Joe's going to be taking some turns here. And the big states that we've got to worry about are California, Texas, Florida, Ohio are big. Well, New York and California are huge swing states, but they're pretty locked in on the Democratic side. Texas is going to be a big one for us. It's our home state. We should be able to take it just fine. We're going to start off by upgrading our headquarters. So we've got $2 million to start with. We could go as high as $5 million depending on our initial stats. So we are going to definitely upgrade our campaign headquarters. So the campaign headquarters increases awareness in a state as well as generating money for us. So it's actually, I'm gonna max this out. The turnaround time, the break-even point is pretty much equal. I actually hadn't done the math. 1.75 for this, so times 10 times 20 is 1.8. Yeah, it's about the same. It's about a 25-week turnaround time, or break-even point regardless. So it doesn't really matter where you put it. The advantage of having one big upgraded one is that it doesn't take a bunch of travel time to come around. You have a limited amount of stamina in which you can get things done. The disadvantage... Oh, and maxing it out also gives you a free political operative. So we've got a guy here who's going to increase our awareness. That's good. We are going to max out our awareness in Texas and then come back here and do some fundraising. But for now, we're just going to fly somewhere else. And I think I'm going to fly to Florida and try to lock things in there as quickly as possible. So it takes a little stamina. It takes 25 grand to fly to a different state. So that is not cheap. And we are currently out of actions. So I'm going to skip to the next turn. So there's three types of headquarter buildings you can build. The campaign headquarters, which give you money, as well as unlocking issues and giving you some awareness bonus. There's consulting offices, which give you political capital that you can use to hire special operatives that do various special things. And outreach centers, which give you PR clout every week, which you can use to get special interest groups on your side. And all these things are really good. I feel like money is really important starting off. And I mean, we're playing Ron Paul. Fiscal policy is his entire thing. So we're going to go and build another campaign headquarter in Florida and try to get that awareness going. We don't have enough money to do an upgrade right now. I could fly somewhere else and build one more campaign headquarter just to get the money rolling in. The quicker you get these online, the better. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to fly to Ohio. Nope. Ohio, right over here. Man, my American geography, I'm going to be really good at it by the time I'm done all this. And we're going to build another campaign headquarters just to get some more finances. And again, that's another big swing state. So there are different modes. This is the polling data to start off with. Red states are the ones that are leaning Republican. Blue states are the ones leaning for the Democrats. Again, I'm playing as a Republican today. Awareness, these are how much people are aware of me as a candidate. Almost feels like that's the sort of thing that should happen during the primaries more than the general election, but whatever. Electoral votes. So again, some states have many, many more votes than others. It's indexed to population using some weird magic. So some states, like literally, like Wyoming only has 3 electoral votes, which is the minimum, I think. I think 3 is the minimum. So these are really not terribly critical. On the other hand, they don't get fought over very much, so you can sort of usually go in there, sort of get them locked in and move on. You do need a few, but it's those big ones, the ones that are glowing purple, that are really, really quite valuable. There's also some states are wealthier than others, and particularly California and New York are the really wealthy ones, followed by Texas, and you can do a lot more fundraising there. And then you've got this big board that you can use for strategic planning, which ones you need to lock things in. And they've got a pretty good layout already. Like, these are the ones we recommend you go for. They tend to lean a little bit more conservative, plus a few more swing states, and lock those in. But you can, adjust it. What if I did it like that or something like that? I wish there was a way to lock in, to have this map based on the current setup. So based on the polling data, I say, okay, transfer the polling data into here, and then we can fiddle with the numbers, but you can't. So limited usefulness. Anyway, that is it for the turn for me, so let's skip ahead. All right, there's an event here. Oh, and Joe's going to grab it before I got there. Damn it. The AI is pretty quick at that. Doesn't always go for them right away. I wish I had more money. I don't have enough to start planting down things. So I think what I'm just going to do is start giving speeches in Ohio. Now, these are the top 3 state issues, but we can get more details on that here. So tax cuts, Obamacare, and reducing employment are the things on everyone's mind right now. This is what newspapers are talking about. Now, you can change what they're talking about to a certain extent by talking about other things. For example, if I really start making a lot of speeches about deficit reduction, it's going to go up the list in terms of importance. And that's good. And I mean, when we're talking about Ron Paul, that's really one of my core tenets. Ron is also much in favor of tax cuts, but I'm going to have to be careful about where I talk about this, because while no one wants to pay too many taxes, some people are like, well, you want to cut taxes, but doesn't that imply you're going to cut services at the same time? And so, you know, you did a little bit of that. But everyone wants unemployment down, which is good. I'm pro reducing unemployment. I'm pro reducing the deficit, and everyone is for that. So those are safe topics for us to talk about. Everyone hates high gas prices, so we can talk about that too. This will vary by state to state, although those are pretty standard. So we're going to give a speech. I'm going to try to be very general right now, and I will start with reducing unemployment because it's already one of the top 3 topics. I'm going to say I'm in favor of doing this. So giving speeches does not take a lot of, actually, I should almost do this in Texas, raise my awareness some more. Meh, I'm here now. It takes a lot of stamina, but it doesn't cost any money, so it's a good thing to do when you're a little bit low. So yeah, I am giving a speech that I am in favor of reducing unemployment, so I'm going to do that. And, you know, as a follow-up, since I have a little bit, I'm going to, still on the topic of reducing unemployment, I'm going to say that my opponent is against measures that would reduce unemployment. So get some digs in there. Hopefully it goes over okay. And it does. So this has increased my awareness greatly. There's not a whole lot of awareness for Joe Biden in the state yet. And most of the voters are currently leaning towards me, but you know, that's going to change a lot as time goes by. And that is it for my stamina. So we're going to skip to the next turn, make a tiny bit more money. Still not enough to buy another thing. What's my awareness like in Texas? I think I'm going to go back to my home base in Texas and give some speeches here, raise my awareness, and next turn I'll do a fundraising. So yes, we definitely want to reduce unemployment here. And we'll also, oh, I don't have enough to actually give another speech. I could do fundraising right now. My awareness isn't great, but I guess, you know, we'll take a few bucks when we can. Now, every time you do this, it does, you know, decrease over time. People kind of get a little bit sick. But at the same time, fundraising does increase awareness and whatever. And anyway, Texas is currently leaning heavily towards me. But again, there'll be some fights here. So let's go on to the next week. Now, we have enough money to do an upgrade somewhere, but I think I may do that, actually. I think I'll fly to Ohio and then upgrade them. Or Florida. Let's go to Florida. And upgrade this. Wow, the start is a lot faster if you start with someone that's got a lot more money. So Florida also really cares about Social Security issues. And I could say that I'm in favor of it, but the fact of the matter is, Ron Paul is not usually in favor of Social Security, so I'm not going to pander. I'm not going to say something just to get votes. I'm going to stick to what I am. I think supporting Israel is actually something that I'm okay with, and that goes over really well in Florida. Yeah, I mean, I'm not hugely in favor, but I'm there. But still, deficit reduction is probably the better thing to talk about. And we're gonna give a speech just to bring it top of mind. Get some more attention there. And we're going to move on. Alright, so news article comes out every few weeks, just talking about the things we've done. I don't know how critical it is to really pay attention to it. I'm going to see about giving 2 more speeches here. So we'll go ahead and support Israel. And we will talk about reducing unemployment. And then next turn we may be able to do some fundraising here. Our awareness is still, well, it's 55%. It's not bad. Let's give one more speech on deficit reduction, get it into the top 3. There we go. Now we'll do some fundraising. Get a few more bucks. And then we are going to fly somewhere else with a good number of votes. And we'll set up a, well, actually, Virginia. Virginia's got 13. That's not a bad number. Or 15 in North Carolina. We'll fly there and we'll set up a new election headquarters. When we have some more stamina next turn. Good, done. Joe Biden has locked in the support for the National Organization for the Support of Colored People. So he is building some outreach centers as opposed to election headquarters, and I can't fault him for that. I should probably set up an outreach center somewhere relatively soon, but again, I think the money is so important early on. There's another 15 votes in Georgia. Oh no, 20 in Ohio. I'm already in Ohio. So yeah, I'll fly to Georgia. I'll set up another campaign headquarters. I need money right now. That's what matters. And then we'll figure out what we want after that. Oh, can we get that? No, we're gonna get beaten to it. No, we didn't. Media darling, smile for the camera. Media darling is sided with Ron Paul in the election, helping the aspiring president in the state she's in by raising all ratings by 10%. Once place cannot be moved. Joe Biden's got a new group. We are going to move her to Florida because I think there's probably going to be a big kerfuffle there at some point, although maybe I should have put it in Ohio. But that'll really help me lock up Florida much, much better. I guess I'm here. I could do some voting. Or, you know what? Let's head back to Texas. Let's do some more fundraising. We need some money. We will give speeches first. Since we're here, we want to reduce the deficits. All right, 89% approval, and we're going to raise some more funds. 220 grand. Good. Next turn. Now, Arizona's got 10 votes. I think... Oh, we've already got a building there. 13 in Virginia. I think that's going to be our next stop to build a campaign headquarters. Again, trying to build up the money. Again, the break-even point's about 25 weeks, although there are certain other benefits, like you get more awareness by having a campaign headquarters in places, and it unlocks extra issues that you can talk about. So we'll get that built there. But for now, we still are mostly concerned about the money. And we'll give a speech while we're here. We'll talk about reducing, deficit reduction. It's very important. Should get lots of attention for it. Good stuff. We have enough political capital to hire some operatives now. So